David, people talk about hangovers after European matches, Champions League. Sometimes teams find it difficult to perform when they've just come back from Europe. Not in this case.
Well, I don't think it's just coming back from Europe. I think the Champions League takes a great deal out of you. You're playing at a top level, you're playing against good teams, the concentration levels that are required. I think when we played Fulham, let's take the result aside because we should have won the game anyhow. We got ourselves our noses in front there, but we just felt in that game that we didn't show we weren't at our clearest, our sharpest and everything in the game. We hadn't made that many changes from the Naples game, and I think, you know, coming back from Munich, especially with the travel, I think what the gaffer wanted to do was freshen it up, not completely, but just move things around that little bit. And we know that we've got a group of players where the quality doesn't drop in terms of our performance if we do make those changes. So. It's worked great today. In the first half, we were a little bit. It was too easy to have the ball in front of Blackburn, and we did that. In the second half, I think what we spoke about at half time was widening the pitch, getting players higher up the pitch to be able to receive the ball. And if they're out of the game for 2 or 3 minutes, it doesn't matter. Don't go and search for it. The ball will find you.
And the goal that broke the deadlock. That's some goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a great view of it. I was right behind it as soon as it's left his foot in. But I think just the manner in which we went out in the second half, we started to get down the sides and start to work and stretch their back four a little bit. When we were speaking on the bench at half time, we never felt in the first 45 minutes that there was a sustained period of attacking pressure where you felt that there was a goal coming. But in the second half, I think we took the game to them. Great goal to open it up. But the most pleasing thing, I think, was the fact that from there we went on and we finished the game effectively within the next 10 minutes.
Well, Mario had been desperate to score, hadn't he?
Well, I think, a lot's been said about Mario in the last 12 months, 14 months since he's been at the football club. He's commanded a lot of column inches, sometimes not for the right reasons. I think, for all the criticism he's taken, I think he deserves his plaudits as well, because for the last 6-7 weeks or so, his concentration levels have been very high. His performances, his manner, everything about him has been at a top level. I think, apart from that, and I think, today, his performance was full of maturity again. He had efforts on goal, which any striker wants to have, but kept going. And the goal's a typical striker's goal, I think. He's got across the front stick and finished it well. And
nice to be able to bring a couple of guys off the bench who can add to the goal tally as well. Perhaps unexpectedly in Stefan Savic's case.
Well, I don't know whether it's unexpected, what he is, he'll get his head on things in your box and in the opposition box. So I think, going up for a corner, you actually feel as though he is going to get his head on something, he wants to score. I thought it was a great goal because he hung there for what seemed an eternity before dispatching the header. So pleased for him, pleased for Samir as well, and another assist. I thought Samir today, when he went on, he changed the rhythm of the game a little bit when he went on for Sergio, it's pleasing to see him with an assist and a goal as well.
What's the latest on Sergio? What's his problem?
Sergio's just tweaked his groin. It's nothing that's it's not as such. It's not a real bad pull and everything, but fortunately enough with the international break, it enables us to keep him out. Whether he'll be back for Aston Villa, I don't know. It's too early to say. But it's not as bad as we first thought.
It was important to get one of those great results in the bag just before an international break. It makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Well, it changes very little in many ways. You take your 3 points and you put it onto your total and you go away. It changes a mood. It doesn't change anything in terms of the way that the season is going to pan out and the way it's going to finish. Obviously, we need to continue to win games that we feel that we should win. We've had a great start to the season in the Premier League. Obviously, we're just the one blip at Fulham, and that blip produces a point. So that shows you the measure of what we expect to achieve. Going into a 2-week break, it's nice to see yourself up there with 6 wins and a draw.
A job well done today. Thanks very much, David.
Cheers, thank you.